If you clicked on this video, chances are that you are currently interviewing with various different employers, and there is this one question that always trips you. Do you have any questions for us? And suddenly your mind goes blank. Or worse, you ask a generic question and get an even generic response that tells you absolutely nothing. I have been there. I have sat through interviews and asked questions which actually did not matter that much. And today, I am going to share with you what to ask, what to avoid, what matters the most, and how you can leverage AI to help you draft better questions. So, let's go. Think about it this way. A job interview process is basically a negotiation. You are trying to sell your skills and experience, whereas they are trying to buy them. But this is what most people forget. A deal never happens when only one side asks questions. So if you do not ask questions, it shows one of the three things. 1, you are not interested. 2, you haven't done your homework. And 3, you will take anything, which means you are desperate and are not evaluating if this is the right fit. Whereas on the flip side, if you ask good questions, it actually shows that you are genuinely interested, you have done your research about the role and the company, and you are strategically evaluating your options, which automatically shows that you have certain power. So the question is not, should I ask questions? But what questions should I ask that gives me all the information I need to make this decision? Before we get to the good part, let's talk about what not to ask. Number 1, basic company information. When was the company started? How long they have been around? What products do they sell? All this information is on the company website. If you ask questions like these, it shows that you have not done your basic research. Number 2, premature salary and benefits compensation. If you bring up compensation, benefits, or vacations early on, it looks very transactional. You haven't actually even demonstrated your value yet. So save these questions for later rounds or when they bring it up. Number 3, the minimum I can do questions. Asking questions like, do I have to work on weekends? Or can I work remotely? Looks like you are looking for the bare minimum you can do rather than someone who's excited about work. These questions are important, but there is another way to ask them. For example, how does the team structure their time? Or what does a typical work week look like? Number 4, putting them on the spot negatively. Asking questions like why people are leaving, what challenges is this company facing? Again, might be important questions, but has a confrontational or negative connotation attached. There are other ways to ask the same questions. For example, if you had to change one thing about this workplace, what would you change? Or what is the biggest challenge in front of the team at this point in time? Number 5, yes and no questions. Asking closed questions like, do you value work-life balance? Or is the team collaborative? Any company would say yes to these questions. So my advice would be to always ask open-ended questions where they actually have to talk about it and give you a little bit more intel or details. Now let's talk about some topics and questions that gives you real insights. Number one, the role and the day-to-day reality. Job description might be about a role in marketing, but you actually need to understand what the work looks like. So asking questions like, can you walk me through a typical day or week in this position? Number two, what are some of the challenges somebody in this role might face? What does success look like in this role, especially in the first 90 days? How does this person's work contribute to the team's larger goals? All these questions give you real insights into the day-to-day rhythm of the job, whether the expectations are clear and realistic, and if you'll enjoy this work or not. Number two, team dynamics and collaboration. You will be spending most of your time with your team, so understanding how they work together is critical. Asking questions like, how would you describe the team dynamics? Can you talk about a recent project where the team worked together? How does the team communicate or collaborate? And how does this role or person interact with other departments? When you ask questions like these, it gives you real insights into whether you'll be supported or isolated. How are decisions made? Communication style, and whether the team actually work together or work in silos. Number three, management style and support. The relationship with your manager can make or break your experience regardless of how good the job is. So asking questions like, what's your management style? How do you provide feedback? How much autonomy someone in this role will have? And something like, how do you support team members who are facing challenges? Do they micromanage? Do they coach? Do they provide regular feedback, or is it something you'll be left alone and have to figure out? These are the questions you can ask to figure all this out. Number four, growth and development. You want to grow. Understanding the path forward helps you understand whether this is a career move or just a job. So asking questions like, how does the company support professional training and learning? How does the career path look like for someone in this position? Can you give me an example of how someone in this position grew within the company? How does the company support employees who are keen to develop new skills? Do they invest in employee development? Do they invest in training? Do you see yourself here in 2 to 3 years? Number five, company direction and stability. You want to join a company that has clear vision. So asking questions like, what are the company's priorities in the next 6 to 12 months? What is driving company's growth currently? Can you give us an example where the company recently tackled a change or challenge? Does the leadership have a plan? Is this company stable? Do they know how to tackle adversity? These questions help you answer all these areas. Number six, culture fit. Culture fit is huge. You want to understand what the real culture is and not the marketing version. So asking questions like, what is it that you enjoy the most about working here? How does company's values show up in everyday work? Personal stories are often more powerful than the corporate speak. What you are trying to understand are the unwritten rules and real work environment. Now, you don't have to come up with all these questions on your own. You can leverage generative AI for this. So the first step here is to give context. Talk about what company you have applied to, what role have you applied for. Tell details so that it can give you better suggestions. So saying something like, hey, I have applied to Google for senior account executive role, and this is going to be my first interview. I'll be meeting so and so person who's working at this position. Can you suggest some questions that I can ask them? Number two, now match your questions to the interview round or the stage you are at. Give the AI more context about what you already know, what from the website, from the job description, from any coffee chats that you have had with other people. And then also tell this AI about what's more important to you. Is work-life balance more important to you? Is growth more important to you? Is compensation more important to you? And then guide the AI to give you questions that get you answers of what you are trying to figure out. Number three, customize your questions for different stakeholders. If you are going to have a panel interview where one person is from HR, one is from marketing, the other is from e-commerce, give that context to the AI tool you are using so that it can give you questions which are dedicated for different stakeholders. And finally, the final step is to evaluate those questions. Please remember, you have to work with the AI like a thinking partner. It's not a laundry list. It is something important and strategic. So always evaluate that work. AI might give you 15 questions, but you might not be able to ask all 15 of them. So make sure you prioritize and prioritize according to what you are hoping to achieve by asking those questions. Asking questions in interviews is about respecting yourself and your career enough to make an informed decision. You are not trying to get any job, but the job that will actually make you do good work, thrive, and grow. The right employer would always encourage you and want you to ask questions. They want employees who think critically, are serious about their career, and are interested in finding the right fit. And your job in an interview is just to figure out, is this right for me? So go out, go to that interview prepared, confident, and ready to have a real conversation. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with somebody who might need it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.